4 p.m. already, and I was like planning to leave because I'm doing a 5-hour drive today. I was planning to leave by like 4:30 p.m. So then when they finally get here, they had a double park, but they were like, oh, we can't like leave the car because there's like this car that said they're gonna leave in like 15 minutes, so we have to be here. So luckily my friend Jordan was helping me. Thank you, Jordan. He was helping me move, and so we literally like moved all of the stuff for them and just like brought it to their truck. And I was like, bruh, we're like literally the fucking movers. We're like doing their job right now. So it's like only like 5 p.m. at this point, and it's like, okay, we're finally done moving all the stuff. So we go back up, and the fucking wind had slammed my door shut and locked it. And so like my wall is like a converted living room, so it doesn't go all the way to the ceiling. And so Jordan was like, well, maybe we can climb the wall. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm scared of heights. But I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And then I'm like on the wall, and I just like freeze up. I'm like completely terrified. Like, I don't do heights. And I'm just like stuck there, and I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, Jordan, I can't do this. Like, I need to get down. So we're like, okay, well, fuck, what do we do now? So luckily we have a front desk lady who's very nice and has been helping me like throughout the whole moving process. And she has some paper clips, and Jordan was able to pick the lock open, and thank goodness. But like, oh my god, that was just like, of course this would fucking happen, right? But thank God, finally on the road. And yeah, I will be documenting my trip kind of for myself, but also for, you know, anyone that's interested in seeing what it's like going on a solo trip as a female, and driving there. So yeah. Hey guys, it's Catherine. I just got into my Airbnb in Winnemucca, Nevada. It is about 1 a.m. now, and I am extremely tired. I've been driving in the middle of nowhere in the dark for like 2 or 3 hours, and there's like no lights, not a lot of cars around, no cities really. I literally lost all sense of time. I thought it had been like 40 minutes at least, and I checked the time and it had only been 10 minutes, and it was very disappointing. Also, a little tip if you are traveling by yourself, especially if you're a female, you should always barricade the door, because a lot of these are, you know, like a keypad code, and you never know who has access to that. So always try to be safe about that. I try to do the thing where you prop the chair up under the handle so it doesn't like turn, but this chair was too short. So I put something like really heavy on it, so that way, you know, it's hard to open, or I at least hear it. Hopefully it does not happen, but you know, always gotta be careful. So yeah, I am gonna go shower and sleep now because I have another very long drive tomorrow, 7.5 hours. Hopefully we'll start earlier so I'm not driving at night and not looking at anything for hours. But yeah, I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye. Morning, everyone. I had a very rough night last night. Can't even talk. I had a really rough night last night. I probably went to bed around 2, and at 4 a.m. my car alarm starts going off. I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like half asleep. I look outside the window because it's like parked right there, and I unlock it, and then I try to lock it, but it's making that sound it does whenever there's a car door open, so it's not locking. And I'm like, that's weird. So I'm like, oh shoot, what if someone's like was trying to break into my car, and that's why the alarm went off? And I'm like, well, fuck, now it's unlocked and I can't lock it from here. So I'm like, okay, I need to fucking get out there and like lock that shit so no one takes my stuff. So I'm like, I throw on some clothes and I'm like running out, and then I'm like, oh, if someone's out there and they're trying to take my stuff, I need a fucking weapon. So I grab a kitchen knife and I'm like stealthily, you know, like crouching over, peeking around the corner, trying to see if anyone's there. I get out there, no one's there. And I'm like, well, that's weird. So I close the car door, the one that I thought was open, and then it locks. And I'm like, okay, run back first and then figure it out. So I ran back inside, and then I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, how is this possible? Right? Because it just doesn't really make sense. So now I'm like paranoid, right? I'm like, what if they come back? What if they try to do it again? Like after they think I'm like back asleep. And every time I hear a sound, I'm like, oh, what is that? You know? And I was just like, oh my goodness. I'm just like, I was so paranoid. I couldn't sleep at all since 4 a.m. During the many hours that I was awake. I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, maybe as like a solo female traveler, it might actually be better to do hotels rather than Airbnbs, because like hotels you can still do like the chair barricade, you know, like put it underneath the door handle. But like with hotels, like there's a bunch of other people around, and there's also the hotel staff, and like, you know, you can like call the front desk very easily. And I'm like, actually that might be better. So because like with Airbnb, like there's no one around, like you don't really know what the neighborhood is like. So I think I might be doing hotels moving forward. Yeah, today is gonna be a rough one because it's a 7.5 hour drive. So I'm in the process of drinking 2 cups of coffee right now and just relaxing a little bit before I head out. But yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. So I made a pit stop at Salt Lake City, and I'm just walking around Temple Square. I don't really know what to look at because everything's under construction. But I thought it'd be nice to just walk around after staying in the car for like 5 hours already. So hello. So I finally made it to my hotel in Rock Springs, Wyoming. It was a very, very long day. Running on like 2.5 hours of actual sleep and driving 7.5 hours. Oh god, my body is just like dead right now. But yeah, it was really interesting driving through all the different states. I went from Nevada to Utah to Wyoming, and it's really interesting, like the different landscapes. I found that Nevada and Wyoming are actually kind of like similar in like that deserty shrub kind of ecosystem. And then Utah was like so flat, and it was like mostly just the salt flats and like mountains later on. But yeah, that was really interesting. Also, in Utah and Wyoming, like people only drive in the right lane. Like you only go in the left lane if you're passing someone, and then people go right back to the right lane, which I thought was really interesting. So I was trying to do the same. People drive hella fast. Like the speed limit is 80 and people are going like 90, and there's like these crazy winds that blow your car. Like literally we're blowing my car around, and I was like, I can't do 90 with this wind. Like that's insane. I'm gonna like topple over. But yeah, so I got here around like 8:30-ish or so, and I'm just so tired. I'm just gonna crash right now. It's like almost 11, and then tomorrow is gonna be a 6-hour drive, which is better than today, but still a lot. So gonna try to sleep while I can, and tomorrow we will be in Colorado, so that's really exciting. Good morning. So I don't know why, but weird stuff keeps happening.
So this morning before I woke up, I got woken up by a sound that sounded like someone had opened my door, and I was like half asleep, and I like checked, didn't see anyone there, saw that the chair that I had put was still there, so I was like, oh, it's probably just the neighbors leaving. But then this morning I saw like this paper under the door. It's like the guest check thing that you have to sign. And I saw that there were two, so they accidentally put the other rooms in mine, because it says the room number on it. So I just like slid it back under there. But what I noticed is that this was open. Like, do you see that? I had definitely pushed it all the way, and the chair had been moved. It used to be like right up by the door, and I was like, what the fuck? So someone actually did try to come in when I was sleeping, and I mean, like, it could be the employee that messed up and accidentally gave me the other person's bill, but like, aren't you like not allowed to do that if there's people there? Because like I haven't checked out yet, so that's super sketchy. And then what I just showed you actually just happened right now. So I was just in the shower and I heard like a bang, like the door had opened again. I came out, and that, like what I just showed you, that was from just now, like after I had reset everything. And I'm like kind of creeped out because, like, you know, usually the cleaning people, they come after your checkout time, and normally they'll lock. I mean not lock, they'll knock, and they'll be like, you know, room service or cleaning or housekeeping. And now I'm just like, who the fuck is trying to get into my door? So I'm trying to get the hell out of here ASAP. I'm about to head out now towards Colorado, which is a 6-hour drive. And it's so freaking cold. It's 29 degrees right now, and I'm freezing. Look how dry my hands are. I put on lotion too. It's ridiculous. Anyways, but yeah, I will check in later if anything interesting happens. Hey guys, so I finally made it to my Airbnb in Colorado Springs. Today was a pretty long drive. I got here like maybe 2 hours ago. I've just been settling in. Went and got some groceries. I'm making dinner right now. Pretty simple. Just doing some olive oil with some sauce I made with soy sauce, Saotian wine, honey, red chili flakes, and a bit of garlic powder. And then I'm gonna bake those, and then I'm gonna make some chicken breast, just pan seared, like very simple. I haven't really eaten like veggies these last 3 days, so yeah, definitely ready to get back on my regular diet. So I'm gonna finish cooking up, and then I'm gonna finish up cooking, and then I'm gonna tell you guys more about today's drive. Today's drive was from Rock Springs, Wyoming to Colorado Springs, Colorado, obviously. There was a lot of snow actually on the drive from Wyoming to here, so that was pretty cool. Freaking cold though. Still very windy, which was annoying. But yeah. Oh, also Colorado, there's like signs where it's the state law that you have to be in the right lane unless you're passing left. Unless you're trying to pass someone, you go in the left lane. So that explains like the Utah, Wyoming, like how that was also happening. I wonder if it's also a state law there. It might be actually, but like here they actually had signs about it. Another thing, when I got past Denver and I was driving over here, it was snowing like you could see like little flakes of snow. It was really cool because, like, you know, I grew up in San Diego in California and never really experienced snow that much. So this was like really new to me. But yeah, otherwise, today's drive was a lot easier than yesterday's probably because I actually like slept a full 9 hours. And yeah, I think that's about it for today's drive. I'm very happy to be here at my destination at last. And this is the first time I've ever lived by myself before, so it's gonna be an interesting experience. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm just gonna chill, watch a movie, and then sleep early. And then tomorrow I still have another day off, so I'm gonna go explore the area a little bit. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for following along on my drive over here. It's been very eventful. But yeah, it's been a learning experience, that's for sure. All right, I'll see you guys later.